Alright, hey guys, this is Endless again, and I'm here bringing you guys yet another StarCraft game. This is a game that I played last night with Zakarious, Kebn, Augustus, me, Dragoneles, if that's how you pronounce your name, some random guy called jaXm, and Sen, once again, actually. We played 2 games with them. Those were fun. And I don't think there was anyone else. Yeah, nope, no one else. Anyway, the Titan was Zakarious, and so far he has 2 minis, maybe 3, there might be a third around here somewhere, and has been getting pretty much constant feed from around the map. He's level 6 now, which is not dangerous, but the reason I thought I'd show you guys this game was because I thought it was a really good example of how to do a pretty good double base. So me and Dragon decided to, earlier on, when we both had about, I think, like 10,000 resources, he may have had a little more, we decided to set up this base, okay? So we got Augustus, who's actual IRL friend of mine, to wall for us. He's a pretty good sentry. I play a lot with him. But I haven't played with him recently, so I don't know if he's gotten better or worse or what. But Dragoneles took one side, and I took the other side in walling. That's a really awkward cannoning. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm just gonna play it and hope you guys get to see the power of the fast pace, because this game was a great example of how to pull off a good fast double base, and how to pull off a not so good one. This was not a double base in the slightest, but this is not a good base. He has no vision, so the Titan can very easily just walk up here and just nuke. Though I guess he does have some amount of vision from these, provided by these spore crawlers. But here we go. He walks in, he invises, he walks over here, and he nukes. And there you go, free level, right there. That's all it took. That simple. So, I don't know how good a player jaXm is, but this is... Oh, it's jaXm! I get it! Oh, derp. Okay, anyway. So, he's kind of not doing great here. He's been kind of passively feeding throughout the entire game. And now we're all pretty terrified that he's going to end up feeding the Titan to ridiculous proportions. Well, he kind of does in the end, because for some reason he's doing the same thing that noobs always seem to do. He's not upgrading his spines. He has money. He could easily get 3 of 4 of these. He could get these first 4 upgraded, and he doesn't even need this 5th one, and his base would instantly be so much stronger. I am such a fan of upgraded Zergling walls. I feel like if you have to choose between fully upgrading your turrets and fully upgrading your walls, I would go for the walls. Oh, I'm just being nitpicky about cannons here. But anyway, so, I mean, I don't really see what Zakarious can do by this point, which is kind of why I decided to show this video, because this video is a fantastic example of how powerful a double base like this is. When you split the base, it's so much easier to just instantly base up. Like, especially when we have a sentry walling. But even then, like, I could have taken half of the walls and he could have taken the other half, and that would have been fine. We would have still been able to base probably by the 7-minute mark, 8-minute mark, which I think is what we did in the first place. We may have even based by the 5-minute mark. But as a Titan, this is such a frustrating thing to see, because teamwork really is OP. There's not much you can do against this as Titan. Yes, Zakarious really is doing the right thing and running around and trying to get feed off of various locations. I don't quite understand why he's pulling away all those drones. Perhaps he saw a scan or something. Oh, well, looks like Zakarious found jaXm's I don't know how. jaXm's Overlords. There we go. Okay. My voice was just like, no, I don't want to say this. Anyway, so this is really good by Zakarious because, he can now just feed off of these overlords, and Giant's King really isn't doing much about it. Like, this is just a lot of... Oh! Wow! Okay, that didn't even fully level him up, but even so, that was a lot of feed. These 2 extra overlords might even be enough to do it, so... Don't ignore that. Pretend I wasn't BMing anyone. But, so, what do we got going on around the map? We got, Arminius, who, by the way, Augustus and me were talking a while ago, and he suggested that we change Arminius to a carrot. Like, just change the model to a carrot, because that would be absolutely awesome. But, not necessary, but still, change the model to a carrot. Seriously, it would be amazing. Just like a floating carrot with like that wisp thing floating around it. Be so cool. So, Giant's King is saying something about no wooding now. I think he's just figured out that Zakarious is just going to continue to feed off him. Oh wow, Zakarious is level 8, so he must have actually gotten all those drones. I don't quite understand this placement. So many people, for some reason, seem to think that placing a hatchery out here is going to be effective, but it's not. And I've seen, yeah, he knows how to place them. Like, he places one here, but for some reason this one is all the way out here. And I don't understand why, because if he sends his drones off the mine from this one, like over here, the Queen's Injects aren't going to hit the drones. They're going to hit a couple of them, but they're not going to hit all of them. And that's just incredibly inefficient. In fact, in that case, I'd rather have the extra drone. But if you put it right here, it's going to hit all of the drones off of that one hatchery. And it's just such a huge efficiency boost. So, poor Zakarious is trying so desperately to get any amount of feed off of us, but he's kind of not really doing so great about that. I have a couple of things here that he probably could get, but whatever. He kind of missed his chance here. Dragon had been mining off of this tree, and if I had been Zakarious, or, well, if I was slightly better, and I had been Zakarious there, I would have hatched one of these into an Immortal or a Firebat. Probably an Immortal, maybe one an Immortal and another a Firebat, and just walked over here to try and get it. So, Kebn had an interesting idea here to make all of his changelings into heal buses, essentially, and go for the old Ultralisk strategy, where you would just heal up the Titan to ridiculous proportions, and use that on a Titan Hunter. And it actually worked quite well. It got me to very close to level 2. Oh, yep, level 2 right there. So, now I'm at ridiculously low health, but Kebn can just come up and heal me again, or not. He's not going to do anything. But I was waiting for the cooldown to finish. Get myself out of there, because I really would prefer not to die. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm tired. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, you can see that I'm just suddenly fully healed. But, Zakarious is kind of in trouble. It's 10 minutes till bonus gold, and he really is not having much success feeding off of us. Yeah, he's level 8, but he has to make something happen now. Like, as soon as possible. Otherwise, just, he's never gonna work. He's never gonna get anything done. So, yeah, he nukes the Zergling, but that's not gonna do anything. Not unless he can actually just kill the Zergling, and that's not gonna happen. One thing that Zakarious keeps doing is popping up onto this ramp, and I don't exactly understand why. Maybe he's trying to, like, get vision of the high ground, but I'm not actually sure. Oh, Broodlords. But, I mean, really, there's not much left to this game. So I'm just gonna start fast-forwarding it until we start getting towards the end. I'm just going to point out a couple of nice things to consider while we're going. I like what Zakarious is doing here. He's realized that he's really not going to get much more feed out of any of the bases. So he's just nabbing all outside feed that he can. He's going around looking for any pylons, anything. He's just desperately trying to get himself to level up, wondering if I wonder if he thinks there's a wood base out there or something. Hasn't really been scanning or anything, but whatever. So he scanned the overlords again, but whatever. What else do we have here that I can point out? I don't entirely understand this double dark shrine. I don't think there was a reasoning for it at all, but I like what Augustus has done here. When he had pretty much no gold but plenty of wood, he decided to wall for us, and because of that, he had enough gold to get a cybernetics core, so he could just wall and then get us 700 health obelisks, which are kind of ridiculous. They're really good. I mean, for example, its Zergling wall only has 650 health basic, so that's really very good. What else? I'm trying to think of something else to say here, so I'm just gonna ramble randomly. So I know I haven't been casting a lot recently. That's kind of my own fault. But it's gonna be very hard for me to cast during the school week and such, because I have no internet until later at night on those days, and hence I really can't upload videos. I can't get access to StarCraft. I don't have many options at all. So here we go. Zakarious has launched his 2 Thors. He's gotten field repairs, electric armor, and explosive shell. I think this is a very good choice of combinations, and it looks like he's going to move out right before bonus gold. So I'm going to slow this down so we can watch. And here we go. He's going in. He's activating electric armor. Good choice. Are these things upgraded? No, these are not upgraded spores. He has not upgraded his spores. He didn't do anything. He didn't upgrade his crawlers. He didn't upgrade his spores. And now, there we go. The Titan is now level 9. Probably going to be higher by the end of this. So this is... I'm going to quickly pause and turn down my volume, so that way it doesn't completely overpower